So now comes the fun part, putting everything that we've talked about over the course of the last few lessons together to create our unit circle. Now I'm going to talk about these in groups of angles that are the same. So I want to start with maybe some of the easier information. So let's start with those angles that did not form right triangles. And we talked about those initially when we started exploring the unit circle, but I want to take a minute and look at those here again. So there are 4 angles, really 5, that will not form a right triangle. Those angles are 0 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. Now, we could go all the way back to the beginning, and when we do one full rotation, that's 360 degrees. The ordered pairs for those are pretty easy. If you remember that this point in the center of our circle is just the origin. It's the point 0, 0. So then our ordered pairs would be 1, 0, 0, 1, negative 1, 0, and 0, negative 1. Now we have the 4 ordered pairs written. And then last but not least, we would want to write the radian measures there. 0 radians is the same as 0 degrees. We know that the entire rotation is 2 pi radians, and then makes it easy to fill in the rest of these. So half of a rotation would just be pi, so 180 is half of a rotation. Quarter of a rotation is going to be pi over 2, and then 3/4 of a rotation is 3 pi over 2. Okay, so that's the first few angles, and those ones are the easiest to deal with. Let's move on to our next set of angles. So here we're going to look at all of our 30-degree reference angles. So I'm going to label our first 30-degree reference angle. All right. Now we talked about how we can create a triangle with that by dropping a perpendicular to the x-axis. So we've got this right triangle that is being created by looking at that. I'm going to outline that entire triangle in red by that red triangle. Now what I want you to do is go ahead and create the other 3 30-degree reference angles, 30-degree reference angle triangles, and then come back. So pause the video, create the other 3 triangles, and then come back. So this is what your circle should look like now. You have 4 triangles that all have 30-degree reference angles. So on our first day with the unit circle, we talked about what the 4 angles are going to be. So this angle of rotation, if we start here at 0 degrees and rotate all the way to here, we get 30 degrees above the x-axis. So we know that because of what we filled in on the previous slide, this is 180 degrees. So if we're 30 degrees behind that, or less than that, we're going to have 150 degrees here. And then on the other side of that, this angle, if we rotate all the way around the triangle, or all the way around the circle, we're going to get 30 degrees past 180, which gives us 210. And then if we rotate all the way to get to here, we're going to be, if this is 360, we're going to be 30 degrees short of 360. So that means this angle is 330 degrees. All right. Now, we have already figured out what the height of each of these was. That was the very first day we talked about our unit circle. Now, the height directly corresponds to your y coordinate, right? It tells you how much you went up to get to this point. So to get to here, we have to go up this amount. That's the height of our triangle. And we know based on what we've done before that that is a half, or I think we wrote 0.5 on our Desmos activities, but we want to put these in fraction form. So that means that all of these are going to have a height of a half. Now what we have to watch is the ones below the x-axis are going to have a height of a negative a half. So those two will have a height of negative a half. The x-coordinate, so that's telling you how far out we went. So how far did I go to get to that ordered pair? That's that length that we talked about with cosine. So the x-coordinate we said was radical 3 over 2. Again, watching for negatives. So everything that goes to the right, which is in quadrants 1 and 4, is going to have a positive x value. Everything that's going to the left is going to have a negative x value. Okay, the last thing we need to fill in here is our radian measures. If you're not sure what they are, you can always use the conversion we talked about earlier today and try and figure those out. 30 degrees, however, we can easily find is pi over 6. Now there's lots of ways that you can figure out the rest of these, but here's a quick calculation. So I know that if I look at what I would have to multiply 30 by to get 150, that's 5. Right? So then I'd have to multiply this by 5 as well, which makes this 5 pi over 6. If I look at 30 and I ask myself, what would I multiply 30 by to get 210? That's going to be 7. So then my radian measure is 7 pi over 6. And then finally, if I look at 30 and ask myself, what would I have to multiply to get 330? That's 11. So then this radian measure is 11 pi over 6. All right, so we've got the red triangles, or the 30-degree triangles. Let's go ahead and move on to the next set of angles. So for this section, we're going to talk about the 45-degree angles. So now I want you to think about where all of those 45-degree angles are going to be. So we've got our 45-degree angle here. I want to draw in that triangle, and I'm going to show you a little trick. So to draw in 2 triangles at the same time, I can just connect this point where 45 degrees is to that point where it's mirror images on the other side of the circle. And then I can do the same thing on the left side. Okay, and I don't know why it's extending it farther than it needs to be. And then the diagonals. Hopefully it'll straighten that one out. And then you can go across the origin. So that's a quick way. That one did not get adjusted. That is a quick way to draw in your 4 triangles. Now, again, it's going a little bit further than I'd like, and I don't think I can erase that. So we'll just have to, let's see if I can just hand draw it in here. There. It won't be straight, but that's okay. All right. So we have our 4 triangles now. The 4 triangles, we have our right angles here. Okay, and if you remember what your quadrantal angles are, that's 180, 0, 360, and that's helpful when we're figuring out the reference angles. So we've got these 4 triangles. I've got an angle that rotates to here, an angle that rotates to here, rotates to here, and rotates to here. So I'm going to fill in the angle measures just like we did on the previous slide. Now I'd like you to pause the video and see if you can fill those other 3 angle measures in. So the other 3 angle measures should be 135 degrees, 225 degrees, and 315 degrees. The next thing I want to do is look at the ordered pairs. So once again, the ordered pairs go back to figuring out your height, which is your y-coordinate, and your length, which is your x-coordinate. So if we think about how we found the height, that was finding how high above the x-axis we are. That was our sine coordinate, or our sine value. So we talked about, I think a lot of times we wrote that as 0.707. We're going to start looking at this as a square root or a fraction. And we'll take more time if we need to talk about that. But if you do the sine of 45 degrees, you're going to get radical 2 over 2, which is the same as 0.707 and so on. Those heights then remain the same, except we have to pay attention to whether they're above the x-axis or below the x-axis. So the ones above are positive, the ones below are going to be negative. And then one of the things we found was that since this is a 45, 45, 90 triangle, the length and the height are going to be the same. So this measurement, which will give us our x-coordinate, this tells us how much I move left or right from the origin, is going to be exactly the same as our other side of our triangle. Again, watching for when that length would be positive because we move to the right, so quadrants 1 and 4, and when it would be negative because I move to the left, so quadrants 2 and 3. And then finally, we have to do our conversion to radians. So 45 degrees, you could convert to radians and get pi over 4. And then we can do the same thing we did with 60. So to get, take 45 and multiply it by 3 to get 135. That's going to give this as 3 pi over 4. To find, So to get to 45 from 225, we're going to have to multiply by 5. So then this is 5 pi over 4. And then finally, to take 45 and get 315, we'd have to multiply by 7. So this is 7 pi over 4. And now we've got all of that stuff filled in for our 45-degree angle. Okay, next up, we're going to look at the 60-degree angles. All right, so I've already drawn in the triangles, and if you need to do so, please pause the video and do that. I'm going to fill in the angles next. So again, knowing that this is 60 degrees away from the x-axis, so it's 180 minus 60. This is 60 degrees away from the x-axis, so it's 180 plus 60. And then this is 60 degrees back from 360, so this is 300. All right, so we've got all our angle measures filled in. Now let's think about our heights and our lengths so that we can fill in the x and y coordinates. So our height, again, gives us our y coordinate. And we've talked about, that was the sine. So the sine of 60 degrees we found was radical 3 over 2. Now that is the same whether you're in quadrants 1 or 2. And then when you're in quadrants 3 and 4, it's going to be negative. And then your x-coordinate is how far you move right or left. If we move to the right, that's positive, so that will be 1/2. And then to the left would be negative 1/2. And then finally, our radian measures. So we can find that 60 degrees is just pi over 3. And then once again, I ask myself, okay, 60 degrees times what gives me 120? And that's going to be 2. So 2 times pi over 3. 60 degrees times 4 will give me 240. So this is going to be 4 pi over 3. And then 60 degrees times 5 will give me 300. So that's going to be 5 pi over 3. All right. So what we've got is we have figured out all of the angles. So what I'm going to do, and you can print off a second copy of this to kind of make a clean copy of it. But what I'm going to do on the next slide is just show what you would have for all of the different angle measures. So here's the completed unit circle, and it is a thing of beauty because here's what it allows me to do. It allows me to say, find the sine of 45 degrees, and all I have to do is locate the y coordinate at 45 degrees. It allows me to say, what is the cosine of 225 degrees? Well, I just look at where 225 degrees, and I know cosine is the length, so I look at my x coordinate. So here's the really beautiful thing about this, is that your ordered pairs, x, y, and I'm just going to write this at the top of my page here, really are telling you the cosine of an angle and the sine of an angle. So you can look at your unit circle at any place, any angle you choose, and figure out what the sine and cosine of that angle would be. Okay, so I highly recommend that you have a copy of this that's clean, kind of like what you see here. I've got it color coordinated so that all of the same angles are in the same color, but I didn't draw all of those extra lines in there because it can make it a little confusing if you have all the lines on one circle. All right, let's get ready to practice with this, guys. Nice work.